Hello everybody. Welcome to Making Time on Your Mat. Today's flow is going to be a little different than what I normally do. It's going to be a continuous build up to our peak pose. So we're going to be layering on and doing lots of vinyasas today. So every time we go through a sequence, we'll go through vinyasa. So good arm workout. Remember, you can always skip any of the vinyasas. You can always make things harder too. This is open, so do what feels good for you. But let's get started in either a comfortable Sukhasana or child's pose. Any way that you would like to start to tap into your breathing. Take the time to close your eyes, whether you're seated or in child's pose. If you're seated, feel the crown of the head rooting up towards the ceiling. If you're in Vinyasa child's pose, allow the hips to sink down towards the heels. Allow the breath to be natural here as you get ready to set your intention for your practice. One word, a phrase, or a dedication to help guide you through each asana. As you get ready for your next exhale, allow this to completely empty your system out. And then with sealed lips, starting to go into your Ujjayi breathing, sipping in breath through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling out the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding on to your intention, sipping in the breath again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the top, holding the breath for a moment, and then exhaling out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Flutter open the eyelids, and wherever you are, slowly making your way back into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And take your time pedaling through the feet, walking the dog, starting to awaken up the hamstrings, maybe even paying attention to the head and the neck, making sure that's loose, creating a long line all the way down from the spine. Come up to the tippy toes for a minute, bend the knees, try to sink your belly down towards your thighs, really pushing into the hands. Now from here, think tailbone reaching up. Begin to straighten through the legs and then lowering the hamstrings and the heels down, rooting them down onto your mat. Finding yourself in your still downward facing dog, maybe even rotating a little bit into the elbows, engaging into the fingertips, making sure that the hands are active. Pausing here, preparing to get yourself centered and ready for your practice. Down dog is a great place to recollect yourself, as well as coming into Balasana, child's pose, or Sukhasana, comfortable seat. Take whatever you need during your practice. On your next inhale, come to the tippy toes. We're going to do a couple cat, cows, and down dog. So as you ripple forward, I want you to stop once you feel the shoulders are over the wrist and really broaden through the shoulders here. As you exhale, bend into your knees. Sink the chest down towards your thighs. Hold here for an inhale. And then exhale, lower the heels down. Sit up the rib cage, gluing them together.
So if you want to watch that one more time, as I inhale, I come forward, pressing the shoulders in line with my wrists, and then really pressing through the back. As I exhale, bending and bringing the rib cage and the chest down towards my thighs, pausing for an inhale, and then rooting the heels down, and then bringing that rib cage back together, gluing the navel towards the spine. Let's take that a couple of rounds, flowing through that breath. Inhale, rippling forward. Feel the expansion in the back. I want you to really feel it. Shoulders over wrists. This will help you later on. Exhale, bend into the knees. Drop the chest down. Hold here for an inhale. Exhale, straighten everything up. Glue the rib cage together. Again, inhale up to the tippy toes. Press and broaden through the back as if you had your heart on the shoulders and they're lifting up. Exhale, bending the knees, bringing the chest down. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten everything in. Let's ripple all the way forward into high plank. Inhale, moving, squeezing the navel in, engaging into the core here. Exhale, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga down towards the mat. Inhale, glide forward, bhujangasana, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale moves you into downward facing dog. One more time, just like that. Inhale, rippling forward. Feeling the shoulders over the wrists, engage into the core. Exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Glide forward, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really using the breath here, starting to create that heat. Beautiful. Inhale, come to the tippy toes, slowly walk the feet forward. Once you get towards the hands, you can drop the feet about hips width apart, finding yourself in a comfortable ragdoll position. That can be just resting the hands down on your mat, maybe grabbing a hold of opposite elbows, or if you're feeling a nice shoulder stretch here, take the hands, interlace the fingers, creating a fist, and then reaching it up and over. Any variation, take what feels good in your body today. Notice what your body needs. It's always telling us things. We just have to focus in on that. Take a nice deep inhale and an exhale. Wherever you have your hands on your next inhale, release them down onto the mat. Release the tension in the neck. As you exhale, bending deeper into the knees and then slowly rolling up. Take your time here. Feel each vertebrae stacking on top of one another. Feel the chest come up, the shoulders drop down the back, and the head is the last thing to come up, feeling nice and tall onto your mat. Beautiful. Let's bring the feet together to touch. Find yourself in your Tadasana. Feel grounded, feel strong. Allow the breath to fill the body and create that heat. As we get ready for Surya Namaskara A, inhale, reaching the arms up and over the head. Exhale, folding over the legs. Uttanasana, a bend if you need them. Inhale, lengthen forward. All of us should be trying to reach the hands down on the mat now. And then either stepping back, flowing knees, chest, chin, or through chaturanga. Taking your vinyasa. Remember, you know what's happening in these next couple rounds of breath. So make sure you're doing everything that you need to warm yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, create some activeness into the hands. As you exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, find length through the spine. See if you can keep the hands flat. Exhale, folding over the legs. It's okay if there's a little bend into the knees to make that happen. Inhale, reach the arms up, reverse swan dive. Look up, palms come together to touch. Exhale, Tadasana. A little quicker. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, prepare. Exhale, flowing through your Vinyasa. If you're jumping back through Chaturanga, make sure you're jumping back with bent elbows to protect the shoulders. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Core engaged. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, come to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, reach up, look up, palms come together to touch. Exhale, Tadasana, beautiful. One last time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, flowing through your Vinyasa. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep the core nice and engaged here. Last inhale. And last exhale. Inhale, come to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, reach up, look up, palms come together to touch. Exhale, Tadasana. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa and get ready for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 on the right and the left side. Do what feels good for you. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward and through and then ground down into the left foot. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, take your flow. This could include handstand hop, balancing up on one leg, maybe doing a chin stand. Remember, do what feels good for you here to your practice. Inhale, reaching the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward and through, grounding down in the right foot. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, take your flow. Do the same thing on the left side that you did on the right. Create that balance. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take your time. We'll be here for 5 breaths. So if you're working on something, go ahead and play with it. Last round, inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands coming onto the hips. Inhale, jump the feet, hips width apart. Lengthen through the legs, open up in the chest. Give yourself that mini back bend as you exhale, hinging forward, folding forward over the legs. For Padangustasana, take your 2 peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Bend those elbows, maybe the knees. That goal is to bring the belly down towards the thighs. Maybe take a moment, shake the head no. And nod the head yes. Enjoy feeling the crown of the head just reaching down towards your mat. Take another inhale and another exhale. A little different inhale, lengthen through the spine. We're going to move straight into Padangusthasana from here. So sliding the hands underneath the feet. Give your toes a little wiggle to massage the heels of the hands. And then inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, rebend into your elbows. See if you can bring that belly a little bit closer to the thighs. And the knees come a little bit straighter. Bringing the weight forward into the balls of the feet, not sinking back towards the heels. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, lengthen through the spine, release the hands from underneath the feet. Exhale, hands come to your hips, holding here for an inhale. Exhale, coming all the way up to stand. Jumping the feet back together, feel strong and grounded. Let's begin to build. Inhale, reaching the arms up and over the head. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward, prepare. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. Inhale, reaching the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward and through low runner's lunge and then grounding down into the left foot. Inhale, sweeping the hands up by the ceiling, biceps framing your ears, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Now, if Virabhadrasana one is ever giving you a problem, it's a lot of strain on the back knee. Feel free to shift onto the ball of the back foot to come into high crescent. It's a great way to start training and building strength if warrior one is ever a problem for your knees. Being someone who's had a couple knee surgeries, I like to hone in on that. But really pressing through the left arch, lifting up through the left quad will help relieve that tension on the knee. Let's take another inhale here. Exhale, see if you can't square off those hips a little bit more towards the right leg. Inhale here. Exhale, open yourself up, warrior two. Now they always say that this should be the same distance, your warrior one and your warrior two. It may need a little bit of adjustments and we'll get there over time. But see how far you can bend into the right knee here, dropping the shoulders down the back. Beautiful, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, find that drishti over the right fingertips and see if you can't get the right knee to come a little bit more towards the pinky side edge of your right foot. Take another inhale here and an exhale. Moving into Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. Inhale, straighten into the right leg. If you would like to heel toe the left foot in a little bit more to shorten your stance, that's perfect. As you exhale, reaching the right fingertips forward, then the rib cage, then the hip goes back. You can bring your hand down to either a block, your shin, the mat, or maybe grab a hold of your big toe. Lots of options in triangle. Reaching the left fingertips up is one. If you're still working on that strength, just start by bringing the left hand to the left hip. You can also give yourself that half bind, reaching around and grabbing a hold of the right thigh, holding the left shoulder back. Don't forget to engage in both legs and lift up through the arches of the foot to help really engage stability. If you want a little core strength, reaching the right arm forward, we'll get into those side obliques. Wherever you're at, let's take one more round of an inhale and an exhale. Round down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, bend into the right knee, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, flow through your Vinyasa. creating that same balance on the left side. Inhale, reach the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step forward and through low runner's lunge, and then ground down into the right foot. Inhale, reaching the arms up, warrior one. Again, finding yourself settling into the left knee, squaring off the hips, maybe coming into high crescent if you just got little knee issues, that's okay. Building the strength, but then really pushing onto the outside arch of the right foot, lifting up through the quad to help really motivate those hips to go forward and lift up out of the knee. Don't forget your rib cage here. I can see myself spoiling out, a little dancer part of me. Gluing everything back in, finding the core, engaging it here. Inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulders down the back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, opening up, warrior two. Do the feet stay the same, or did you do what I did and kind of toe-heeled myself out to the side? All good things. Finding your strength, finding your warrior two. Dristi over the left fingertips. Maybe the knee goes a little bit more over towards the left pinky toe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Moving into triangle pose onto the left side. Inhale, straighten through the left leg. Maybe toe heeling the right foot in a little bit to shorten your stance. As you exhale, reaching the left fingertips forward, then the rib cage, then the hip can go back. Placing the hand on either a block, your shin, the mat, or grabbing hold of your big toe, and then finding your complete asana. Do whatever you did onto the left side as you did on the right. So if you took that bind, reaching the right arm back, grabbing hold of the left thigh. This is a really great way to test if you're engaging into the legs here by touching it. Or if you lift it up through the left side body for the obliques, bring the left arm up. Holding here for an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale, root down into the legs, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, bend into your left knee, warrior two. Holding here as you inhale. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. Again, skipping any vinyasas if you need, since we're going to be doing a handful as we build and add on. Inhale, reaching the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward and through, and then grounding down in the left foot. Inhale, reaching the arms up, warrior one. Let's take the hands back towards your low back, interlace the fingers for humble warrior. If you want to toe heel the right foot out towards the right side of your mat to create a bit of space, go ahead. Inhale, create space by drawing the fist down the left leg, opening up the chest, and then bending forward, bringing the right shoulder in towards the right knee. Humble warrior. Holding here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. Have the fingertips and the fist lead you back up as if you were pulling back onto it to bring you all the way back up to stand. It's a nice stretch for the shoulders. Exhale. Find yourself back in warrior one. Inhale here. Exhale, open up, warrior two. This time we're just pausing here for 1 inhale and 1 exhale. Inhale, straighten into the right leg. Triangle posture, exhale, hinging forward. Again, only here for 1 breath, so take your favorite variation of triangle. And pausing here for 1 inhale and 1 exhale. Inhale, coming all the way back up to stand. Exhale, pivot the right toes forward, hands come to your hips for Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, give yourself that back bend before we go forward, bringing the hips forward. And then exhale, hinging over the legs, wide-legged stance, bringing the crown of the head down towards the mat. Releasing the hands into the center. Inhale, reset by lengthening through the spine. Bring that weight towards the balls of the feet and then begin to bend into the elbows, folding the crown of the head down towards the mat. You're here for a couple of breaths, so if headstand is a part of your practice, go ahead. Have some fun. Maybe you want to change the arms so that the hands come underneath the heels so you can pull a little bit closer. Do whatever feels good for you that will allow you to have a wonderful practice. If the legs are upside down, slowly begin to bring them back down towards your mat. We'll all meet by resetting. Inhale, lengthening through the spine, hands down on the mat. As you exhale, begin to walk the hands over towards the right foot, coming into Anjaneyasana. So dropping the left knee down onto your mat and taking any variation of this asana that you'd like. So that could be hands on the mat. Maybe they're on top of 2 blocks. The hands can come up onto your shins or full expression, reaching the thumbs up towards the ceiling and interlacing them together. You want to engage into the left glute to help protect the left hip flexor while you're stretching it. Take an inhale and an exhale. Another inhale and another exhale. Inhale, lower both hands inside the right foot and toe heel the right foot out a little bit more to the outside of your mat. Tuck the left toes under, lift the knee up, and you're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left foot, coming into Malasana squat pose. Now you can place a block right underneath your sits bones for a little bit of support. But this is an active stretch, so we're not just sinking down into the hips, rounding through the spine. Everything is lifted. The chest, hands come into heart center, elbows and knees are active and working together, and your pubic bone and glutes are lifting up as well. Staying here, or dropping the right hand down, opening up and stretching the left arm up. Staying here, or go for that bind. Reaching around for the left wrist. Now there's one more advancement. If you would like to take it, you could come to standing into your bound flamingo pose by walking the left foot in a little bit and then just slowly rising up to stand, keeping the right knee bound. Just an option. Don't need to take it. And if you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, there you go. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale. If you're bound, open up the arms as you inhale, and as you exhale, we'll all meet with the hands coming towards heart center. Take an inhale here. Root down into the feet. As you exhale, we're all going to come straight up to stand. Beautiful. Coming back into your Tadasana, toe heeling the feet together. I'm just going to shift my direction. Take that whole sequence to the left. Inhale, reaching the arms up and over the head. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, look forward, prepare. Exhale, flowing through your Vinyasa. And remember, you can also take a break whenever you need. There's not a lot of room in this practice today for a breath of relaxation. Inhale, reaching the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, passing it through, low runner's lunge, and then tacking the right foot down. Inhale, reaching the arms up, warrior 1. Moving into our humble warrior, as you inhale, draping the hands down, maybe interlacing the opposite fingers as on top. So the more dominant thumb will go underneath. Inhale, open up through the chest, allow the fist to come down towards the back. As you exhale, hinging forward, bringing the left shoulder into the left knee. Pausing here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Another inhale and another exhale. Grounding down, inhale, feel the fists that are pulling you up to bring the upper body all the way up. Exhale, returning yourself, warrior one. Hold here for an inhale. Exhale, opens you up, warrior two. Pausing here for one round, inhale. Exhale, find relaxation in the face here, no tensing up. Inhale, straighten through the left leg. Exhale, triangle posture, reaching the left fingertips forward. Take your favorite variation, whatever makes you shine, go for it. Holding here for one inhale and one exhale. Rooting down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Exhale, pivoting the left toes forward. Hands come onto your hips. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Inhale, mini back bend before we go forward. Exhale, folding over. Now you don't have to do the same thing in Prasarita that you did on the right, on the left. If you would like to try something different, go ahead. If you didn't go upside down, maybe you want to. Maybe you want to interlace the fingers and go for Prasarita C by reaching the fist forward, if that feels good for you. Take any variation that you want. Let's hold here for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you're upside down, slowly begin to lower the feet down towards the mat. We'll all meet with the hands back towards the center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, begin to walk the hands over towards the left foot, finding yourself in Anjaneyasana on the left side. Tapping your right knee down and taking your favorite variation, whether it's hands on the mat, on blocks, on the shin, and if you're bringing the hands up, maybe interlacing the opposite thumb on top. This time, bring some focus in towards the right glute as you stretch through the right hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, lower both hands inside the left foot and toe heel the left foot out towards the left. Inhale, tucking the right toes under, lifting through the right knee as you exhale, stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand, coming into your Malasana squat once again. Feel that maybe you're sinking a little bit deeper, which is okay. If the feet are turned out, maybe see if you try to make them a little bit more parallel, what's the difference with that? How does that feel internally? Make sure the chest is lifted, core is engaged, elbows and knees are together to touch. You can stay here or dropping the left arm down and reaching the right arm up, winging and expanding through the chest. You have the option of the bind here. Reaching around, this time you'll grab for the right wrist, opening up through the shoulders. And if that's not enough for you, just walk the right foot in a little bit, coming into your bound flamingo. Slowly rising up, not as quickly as I did, but just an option if you want to advance it even more. I'm going to lower myself back down. It's all about the options. You can do whatever feels good for you. And who knows what you're good at until you give it a try. If you're bound, winging the arms back out and open. And we'll all meet, exhaling hands to heart center. Lifting through the chest. Holding here for an inhale. Pressing into the feet, exhale, come all the way up to stand. Good, continuing on to our additions. Inhale, reaching the arms up and over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, flowing through your Vinyasa. We'll take everything that we just did with one breath. Inhale, reaching the right leg up and back. Exhale, stepping it forward and through and grounding down into the left foot. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, dripping the fingers down. Humble warrior. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, hold. Exhale, brings you back up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, hold. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Exhale, triangle. Take your favorite variation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back up to stand. Exhale, pivot the right toes in. Hands to hips. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, drop the hands into the center, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, walk the hands over, Anjaneyasana. Take your variation. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands into the center, walk the right foot out. Inhale, tuck the left toes under. Exhale, coming into Malasana. We have a couple options here. You can go into one of those variations, or we'll move into crow pose if you would like. I might have to take off my sweater for this. But if you're working on your crow pose, Malasana is a great place to start because the knees are already nice and wide. And you want to bring them wide and up towards your forearms. Almost as if I was telling you, put your knees in your armpits. Take your variation, whether you're just sitting in Malasana, maybe binding, or if you're going into crow pose, go ahead. Lifting up through the core, active fingertips, pointing through the toes to help engage, and then just like we did in the beginning, broaden through those shoulders. That's why I wanted you to awaken up through the scapula with those cat-cow downward facing dogs. That's gonna really help. Take your gaze a little bit forward. Don't go straight down or you're gonna go straight down from your crow pose. Options to get back. Either just step the feet down and make your way back to downward facing dog, or flow through it. You wanna look forward, activate the hands. I went a little bit too quick. Did you keep those hips up, Christine? We'll all meet any way that you want into downward facing dog. Now you have options to get back to a seated position. Either just lower the knees down, cross at the shins, and come back and sit. Or if you're working on jump throughs, go ahead, enter in by swinging the legs forward. Coming into Navasana, boat pose. Start by having the hands right behind your knees, lengthen through the spine, feel the chest is being pulled up by a string. If you don't want to do the core, this would be a great place to give yourself a moment of break. Sit in Balasana or downward facing dog. Maybe lay down on the back. Open up through the chest. Inhale. Exhale. If you want, release the hands from the side. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe straightening through the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe lifting the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly bring the knees in towards the chest. Find yourself sitting nice and tall. And then opening your legs out wide to the side. Coming into Konasana. I want you to only go as far as you're able to reach for your big toes. Now, if you need to bend into the knees, that's a great option to get a hold. And over time, you'll just feel gravity start to slide the heels out. With either bent knees or straight, grab a hold of the big toes. Inhale, find length. And then exhale, begin to fold forward. This is also a really great place to take a block and place it right down, enough so that your forehead can come down if you want a little bit of support. And then over time, you can lower the levels of the block. You can also take a pillow, a blanket, or a bolster and set it right by your pubic bone and allow the belly to reach down. Also really great options if you're working on the flexibility of a second position or your wide-legged stretch. Wherever you are, take an inhale. and an exhale. Another inhale, and another exhale. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. And then exhale, slowly come all the way up to sit. To make your way back, if you've been working on jump backs, you're crossing at the shins and then pushing through the hands and jumping back. You can also just slowly cross at the ankles, sit back, and make your way back to downward facing dog. We're gonna do that whole sequence again onto the left side. Whew. I hope you guys are feeling nice and warm as I am. You know, it takes me a while to get warm, so if I'm warm, you are. Inhale, reaching the left leg up and back. Exhale, stepping it forward and through. Ground down into the right foot. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Warrior one. Moving into humble warrior. Exhale, drop the hands down. Opposite lacing of the fingertips. Inhale, open up in the chest. Exhale, humble warrior, bending through. Inhale here. Root down into the legs. Exhale, all the way up. Warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Beautiful. Holding here. One inhale. One exhale. Are you relaxing the face? Are you smiling? Have you thought about your intention in a while? Inhale, straighten through the left leg. Exhale, triangle. Here, I want you to grab a hold of your intention if you haven't been thinking about it. Breathe that intention in your triangle posture. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Reset it into your body. Grounding down. Inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale, pivot the left toes in. Prasarita. Inhale, hands come to the hips, open up through the chest. Exhale, hinging forward, bringing the weight into the balls of the feet, hands down into the center. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, walking the hands over to the left foot, Anjaneyasana, tapping down the right knee. Take your favorite variation. Inhale here, lift. Exhale, lowering the hands inside the left foot, toe, heel the left foot out. Inhale, come to the toes of the right foot, lift the knee, and then exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Find your Malasana. Now you can take all those great variations of Malasana, but make sure you're doing the same thing that you did on the right side. So if you went into crow or the bind, or you wanted to stand back up into your bound flamingo, do whatever you want, and then you're gonna make your way back to downward facing dog, however you'd like as well. If you're practicing crow with me, remember, broaden through the back, engage into the core. You want those knees as close to the armpits as you can. Fingertips nice and activated. Looking forward, not down. And then however you would like, make your way back to downward facing dog. Take your time and play a little bit longer if you would like. You're also going to make your way to a seated position however you would like. Either crossing at the shins, lowering yourself down, or jumping through. Navasana boat pose on the left side. Aha, that's why we didn't go down. I knew we were going to do it again. So start by holding behind the knees, straightening through the elbows, lifting the chest up, crown of the head reaching up. Maybe release the hands as you inhale and exhale. Maybe you straighten the legs as you inhale and exhale. Try a smile here. Maybe the arms come up as you inhale. Exhale. Any variation you're at, take one more inhale and one more exhale. Slowly lower the feet down. Give yourself a little hug. And almost as if you were doing a cow pose, pressing the chest forward. And then maybe a cat, sinking the spine back, allowing the forearms to pull against the shins to stretch through. Inhale, lengthen back up. Release the legs out to the side again. Second chance at your Konasana. So let's see if you can go a little bit deeper into the asana. Remember, I still want you to be able to grab a hold of the big toes with your peace fingers. So start from there. Inhale, find the length, lift up. And then exhale, begin to fold forward.
Lots of great options if you're working on the flexibility. The block can come down into the mat to allow the forehead to come down and relax. I do want a straight spine, so try not to bring it too close that you're rounding into the back. Move it out a little bit so that the chest is almost trying to reach for it. You could even maybe rest your chin on top of it as well. Another great place for a blanket or a bolster. Take another deep inhale and another deep exhale. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And then making your way back for downward facing dog. This is going to be our last sequence. So again, you can just cross over the shins like I'm doing and making your way back, or flow through one last vinyasa. Staying in downward facing dog. Getting ready to do the final set. Inhale, reaching the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward and through, rounding down into the left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, jerk the fingers back, humble warrior. Inhale, chest lengthens. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale here. Exhale, pull the hands up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale. Exhale. You've got this. Inhale, straighten through the right leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Triangle pose, think of your intention here. Hold on to it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, pivot the right toes in. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, mini back bend. Exhale, folding over the legs, Prasarita. Hands come into the center. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, walking the hands over towards the right foot, dropping the left knee down, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, hands come into the center, walk the right foot out. Inhale, the left toes under, lift through the leg. Exhale, Malasana squat. Take whichever variation you would like to get back to downward facing dog. So if you want to hold an inhale here in Malasana or go into your crow pose, hold at least for an inhale and an exhale, and then make your way back into downward facing dog. However you would like to get to a seated position, either jumping through or just dropping the knees down, make your way to a sit. One rounded breath in Navasana boat pose. Take whichever variation feels good for you. Holding for an inhale and an exhale. Lowering the legs down, giving yourself a squeeze, and then lowering down onto the back. We're going to do Supta Konasana. So if you want to take a moment just to watch, I'm going to lift the legs up, come into Halasana plow, and then open my legs out to the side. Once I feel secure, I'm going to reach for my big toes with my hands. Holding here for a breath. Inhale. And then exhale. And then once I'm ready, we're going to see if I got it. Rocking forward. Oh, I don't have it today. And then lifting up onto your sit bones. There we go. Pointing through the toes. It might take a couple of times. Lifting the chest up, holding the legs up. And then slowly releasing legs down onto the mat. Now what the heck just happened there? That was our build. Moving into that. So I started in Halasana. Give yourself a second try if you haven't. Open the legs up to straddle. Grab the hold of the big toes. Found my strength here. Engage into the core. Lift it up through the chest. Coming onto the sits bones, pointing through the toes. And then flexing through the feet. You just drop everything down. Give yourself a moment. A nice inhale. And a nice exhale. Now you can make your way back into downward facing dog from here. We've done this once before. Coming up, placing the hands down in center, rocking the weight forward, weight onto the elbows, and then shifting the legs back. You can also just bring the knees in together and make your way back to downward facing dog. We have one more side to do, the left side. You guys have got this. I'm there with you. Let's create that last build. Inhale, reaching the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping it forward and through. Ground down into the right foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, sweep the arms back, humble warrior. Inhale, lengthen, open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale here. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Nice and breezy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten through the left leg. Find your intention. Exhale, hinging forward. Triangle posture. One last time here. Inhale. Exhale. Root down into the legs. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, pivot the toes forward. Last prasarita. Hands to the hips. Inhale, give yourself that back bend. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Beautiful, you guys. Hands coming to the center of the mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, walking the hands over to the left. Anjaneyasana, tacking down the right knee. Take your variation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hands come inside the left foot. Toe, heel, the left foot out. Tucking the right toes under. Lifting through the right knee. And then exhale, stepping the right foot forward. Your Malasana, either staying here, taking the bind on the left side, going into Flamingo, or going into Bakasana. Take any variation that you did on the other side. Go for it. Have some fun. Stay for one round of breath. And however you would like, make your way back to downward facing dog. We meet back in downward facing dog. However you would like to get down towards a seated position, either jumping through or just dropping the knees down. Go ahead. And then find yourself in your Navasana. You can challenge it even more. You can digress, but we're just gonna hold here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lowering the legs down, give yourself that squeeze. And then making your way onto your back. You have another chance at Supta Konasana. So start reclined onto the back, lifting the legs up, over the head into Halasana, plow pose, and then just walking the legs out to a straddle, grabbing a hold of the big toes. Weight is in the shoulders here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, coming up onto your sits bone, engage into the core, lift through the chest. Flex through the foot, and then drop the legs down into full Konasana. We gave it a second try on the right. Let's give it a second try on the left. You can also just stay in Konasana if you're done. Bringing the legs up, reaching them back, finding your plow, coming up onto those shoulders, and then walking the legs out, finding a nice wide straddle. Big toes grab or getting raised by the peace fingers. Inhale, engage into the core. Exhale, shifting up. Takes a lot of core strength to get up onto your sits bones. Flex into the feet and lower everything down. Making your way back into downward facing dog, either by going again through that fun little arm balance by swinging the legs back, or just pressing back, flowing through your own vinyasa, or just moving straight into downward facing dog. Good work, you guys, good build. Inhale, rippling forward into your high plank. And you're gonna like this part, slowly lowering down onto the mat. Bringing one ear down, releasing the arms. Good job, good work. Reward yourself for
all that you just did. Taking an inhale and an exhale. Switch the other ear down onto the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Placing the hands just by your ribcage, coming into Vinyasa for a moment. We're going to go and work into camel pose for our final back bend. If being on your shins or your knees is uncomfortable, you'll be going into bridge pose or full wheel. Take a moment in your child's pose or reclined on your back to just take a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale. And then slowly walk the hands back towards your knees, coming up on top of your shins to get ready for camel. My knees personally are a hair more than hips width apart, but if you're working on the strength of your inner thighs, a great thing to do is to just take a block and place it in between the legs so you can really work on that strength as well. That's really needed for our back bends. Your legs and your core are super important with back bends. Start by taking the hands by your low back, and the fingertips can either point down or up, however your preference is. But let's draw the shoulders back as if you were going to pin your elbows together. Toes can be tucked if you would like, or untucked, just depending on how they feel. Start to feel the strength into the legs root down, as well as the glutes and the core. Inhale, begin to press the chest up towards the ceiling. Then the hips come forward. As you exhale, starting to rotate back. You can hang here with the hands right onto your back or lower the hands down towards the heels, whatever feels good for you today. If you're in your Setumbandasana bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana full wheel, make sure that you are also engaging into the legs, breathing as well with us. One more inhale, one more exhale. Inhale, push the hips forward, bring the chest back up, and then just take a seat either on top of the legs or in between. Those of you in wheel or bridge, just take the feet as wide as the mat, knocking the knees in towards each other. Allowing the breath to slow down. Maybe close the eyes for a moment. Really bring yourself back to your intention, that one word, phrase, or dedication that you set for yourself. Maybe give yourself a smile as a sign of gratitude for doing all of that wonderful work. And we're going to do one more back bend. Take any variation of a back bend that you would like. You can join me again for camel or continue working on bridge, wheel. Maybe you just want to do a restorative. Whatever feels good for you feels good for me. I'm going to start with my hands at heart center this time and then open my hands as I go back so I really create some space in the shoulders. Again, I start by rooting down into the legs, engaging into the glutes and the core. Inhale, the chest comes up first, then the hips. Then I'm going to open the arms wide to reach back towards my heels, really pressing the hips forward. And if you're in wheel, think about really bringing the weight towards the chest. Maybe walk the feet in a little bit. If you're in bridge, really sucking the shoulders underneath, lifting up through the hips and the feet. Let's all take one more inhale. Pressing the hips forward, lifting back up. As you exhale, sit or slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Again, closing the eyes for a moment. Breathing in and breathing out. If you're with me in camel, just shift forward onto the hands, cross at the shins, and sit back in Dandasana with legs out long. If you did wheel, give yourself a couple of rocks and rolls to come to a seated position. Hands start right by the hips, rolling the shoulders down the back, flexing the feet, lengthen through the legs. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly walk the hands forward as you hinge over the legs, keeping the spine nice and straight.
Take your hands wherever you would like them to be, by the shins, maybe grabbing a hold of the big toes, wrapping around the pinkies, or going into a bind. A bend in the knees is also good if you're still a little tight in the hamstrings. Breathing here. We'll only be here for 5 breaths today. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, slowly reach the crown of the head. Come all the way back up to sit. And we're going to make our way into a comfortable seated position to close out our practice. Nice full class today, lots of movement. I hope you got a nice amount of heat and surprise yourself with some new asanas. Let's bring the hands to heart center, bowing the chin in towards the chest as a sign of gratitude for the work that you have done. Remember, after you leave this class, that you can always do any other asanas that you wish to bring into your practice, or give yourself a nice, much deserved shavasana. Take the time to meditate. Inhale, remind yourself of your intention. With sealed lips, exhale it out through the body, down onto the mat, to remind yourself to carry that intention with you off the mat into your everyday life. Take another deep inhale through the nose, reminding yourself of your intention one last time, and then an audible exhale out through the mouth, sending that energy to all of those you love. We'll conclude with the sound of one Om. Inhaling through the nose. Namaste.